Straight Talk. Welcome to Straight Talk. Welcome to Straight Talk. Welcome to Straight Talk. African President of the United States of America, President Barack Obama.
Good to see you. I just want to say everybody back home, right back at you. We appreciate you. You always give us straight talk.
And welcome to Straight Talk. Well, today I want to talk about the election that's coming up in the state of Illinois, more specifically the city of Chicago. The city of Chicago has a race going, and I spoke with a couple of the candidates at the seniors' breakfast. I just want to go over that a little bit with you. I feel that the field is too crowded, and I wondered why so many people want to be the mayor of the city of Chicago. You know, what experience do they have as being the mayor of anything? Okay, when I say that, you know, you can't say Dorothy Brown and Preckwinkle doesn't have administrative experience because they're running corporations now. Corporation called the county board. The county board directs everything that's ran by the county of Cook. It's like the mayor of the county. Dorothy Brown runs the circuit court of Cook County. She's like the mayor of the courts, of the clerks of the courts. So, being in charge of those entities, they have experience. They have administrative experience. But some others have no experience. Well, McCarthy has experience as superintendent of police. He was just over supervising a team. He wasn't the boss of anything. He had a boss over him, which was called the mayor. If you got somebody bossing you, you're just a supervisor. You're not running a company. Same thing with Mr. Ballas. Same thing. He'd been over a lot of school districts, even after the Katrina incident in New Orleans. He was a superintendent of schools down there. So he has supervisory experience. Administrative experience, no, because he doesn't set budgets. There's a board that sets the budgets. You can recommend, for instance, the city of Chicago is like out of control. It's going totally against the Constitution of the United States of America and the state of Illinois. Why do I say that? Well, there was a school closing. 50 so schools were closed by the mayor with the consent of the alderman, I'm sure. But it's still out of order. The people own those schools. The people in the city of Chicago own those schools. There should have been a referendum let the people decide whether 50 schools should be closed. It certainly would not have passed because people don't want to see their children walking through gang territory trying to get to a strange school someplace in the city of Chicago. So that has been tagged as a ploy to chase some people in this city out of the city. Very, very shrewd ploy. Now, we have an opportunity to pull a Harold Washington, put in a black person with administrative experience. You know, my concept is, to be perfectly frank with you, we should have a draft system. We should have the state legislature to create a law that says cities in the state of Illinois with a population of 200,000 or more people must have a draft system for the administrative officer that you're going to hire. You're not going to elect him, you're going to hire him, and he knows he works for the public. You hire this individual. Now, the draft will be for people who, depending upon the population of the people of the town, if it says 200,000, the person should be making at least $10 million, it should have a business that's making $10 million a year or more. If it's 1 million people in the town, in the city, then that person should be making $30 million a year. If it's 2 million, it should be $50 million a year. You know, you could do it symmetrically all the way up to whatever size, but have those things put into the Constitution of the state. And now, when you employ this person for these 3 years that he must serve, okay, you're making $50 million in our town. Now you got to help save this town. You got to help keep the town running smoothly. So therefore, you got to serve 3 years. Now you can change your mind and say you want to do another 3, give you another 3. Pay you a salary of what you say you're paying yourself from your company. Now, 9 out of 10, a person making $50 million was put down that he's making $150,000 a year. That's what he put on his tax as a salary from his company. Pay him $150,000, plus give him another $100,000 to pay the person to run his company while he's being drafted. Then you'll see a new type of city of Chicago. You see a business person running it, and he will run it in a business manner, and he will follow all the constitutional rules and regulations of the state and the government, and you wouldn't have all this corruption. People going to jail, aldermen going to jail, state reps going to jail. A judge was just arrested, just given penitentiary time, a female judge. Can you imagine? You know, we have a corrupt corporation here, people. We have a corrupt corporation, and we have an opportunity to straighten it out. But we got to choose an individual who has the best interests of the people at hand in his heart. You know, we had an interview. Let's play my first interview at the seniors' breakfast. I want to just hear myself on that with the first interviewee. Tony?
So we gonna bless all the seniors.
Great. So
real good. But I got one question.
You want to talk to you for a second?
Who
Are we
knows
straight?
the question I ask every day
Red light.
on the morning show? We got all these politicians. We got people asking to be your mayor. People who want to run for
Okay,
you.
I'm here at the
What do we
BON
ask them before
Festival
y'all take the selfie?
for
What's the
senior
question?
citizens. And joining us is a mayoral candidate, LaShawn Ford. Good friend that I've known for many years. How you doing, LaShawn?
Good, thank you. Very nice to see you, WL.
What do you think about the election coming up? Tell me something about that.
I think this election is an opportunity for Chicago to finally turn the page, close the old book, and do everything that we can to change city of Chicago for good.
Change it into what? What are we trying to change it into?
Working as well. Give him a round of applause.
What are we changing it to?
I think we're changing to making sure that we do everything in Chicago to make sure that the people that have been left out get an opportunity to get contracts and opportunities in the city of Chicago. That's the only way we're going to survive. We cannot continue to drive black people and older people out of this city.
All the way from Houston,
How are we going
Texas.
to accomplish that now? We got, what, about
I got one person that
at least
I love the most.
13 to 14 blacks in the race?
Oh yeah, so I think that when you worry about, not you, but when people say that there are a lot of blacks in the race, that would mean that black people and white people don't understand how to vote for the best candidate. It's my belief that voters could pick the best candidate and ask that they represent them. So we definitely have to make sure that we pick the best candidate. It doesn't matter if it's 5, 6, 7 blacks. Black people will pick the best black candidate. White people will pick the best candidate for them, whether that's a black person or a white person. I think that I'm the best candidate with the best experience and have done things to get things done.
I agree to that, but you know, one thing we need to do as black people is be
more Asians in Chicago than black people if we don't do
aware of
something
what's
about
happening
it.
in politics in Chicago.
That's why you have to
And
vote
I was a
for
politician for many years in the
So, one more
24th
time.
Ward as a
What's
precinct
my
captain
question? What's in it for
under
black
Richard
people?
J. Dale.
And if they don't like
Okay.
it, what you gonna tell them?
Now, politics has not
Thank you all.
changed.
My name is Mace Jackson. I
It has not
appreciate
changed.
you.
It has not
Right.
changed over the years.
You're right, because it has not, we have not gotten new politicians in. We continue to let the establishment run our lives and run politics. That's a problem.
Yeah, but you know, the point is,
back to you, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here.
over the
Thank you,
years,
BON family. I love you. Please make
I've
sure
seen
you listen
politicians
Monday
put
through
people
Friday,
in the
6
race
to
or
9 a.m.
entice
All
them
right?
to run to siphon off the vote.
Right.
You're gonna siphon off some votes regardless of what. So I think the best thing for us to do is to be wise of that fact, come together, all those candidates come together and say, let's have a straw poll and pick the best
I
candidate.
think that's a good thing. You're right. I think that if we're able to put together everyone and put their credentials on the table and see who has the best chance of winning, that would be good. That's good, WL. I'm willing to be a part of that
Right.
elimination process.
Right, and that's very, very important. And then you see black unity at that point.
Yeah.
Right now you see black separation. You know, everybody's against one another. You know, and everyone has an audience.
Yes.
They have 40, 50,000 people. People say nobody's going to vote for Prewinkle. Prewinkle's going to have a nice, a healthy vote of taking some blacks.
Siphoning off those votes.
Right.
But I'm willing to speak and come together and get around with people, and we present our credentials, and we say who will have the best chance of winning. That's the best way.
Why don't we get together and create
It's going to be a lot of fun here today.
somebody like Danny Davis to coordinate something like
Danny
that?
Davis
or Jesse Jackson?
Yes, I'm willing. You know, Danny Davis has been advising on this race, so he's working it to see what we could do.
That's great.
Thank you, Elder.
In fact, I'm going to go over to Push now and talk with Jesse.
Okay. And how's your business? Well, we got this on. You still got the Top Flight Security?
Top this International Detective and Protective Services.
Yeah. All right. Well, you will be able to help the city of Chicago. Your business will flourish because we're going to make sure that people that's been looking for businesses in this city that's been paying their dues that never get an opportunity. We got the Chicago Public Schools that need security. We have the Chicago Housing Authority. We have the City Hall. We have so many different agencies, and you haven't been given an opportunity. You've been doing this for years. All right. All right. Thank you so much.
Y'all ain't loud enough for me. Happy holidays.
Now, see, that's a young man who understood that we got to do something, and I think we are going to do something. We're going to pull something together, and you notice, he's a seasoned politician, but he's straight. You can tell he's a straight individual, honest, law-abiding. He has good track record, but whoever influenced him to get in the race is not that honest. But now, if our plan works, where we come together and have a straw poll and come up with a consensus candidate, we have an opportunity to have someone in the race, in the office, to straighten this city out. It needs it real badly. You got a man who, for the last 40 years that I've known him, I did security for, my company did security for the McDonald's restaurants that was owned by Willie Wilson. And I saw how he just willingly gave away money all those years. Wasn't even thinking about running for no office, just saw people who were in need, and he tried to fill a need, tried to fill a gap. I said, wow. I said back there then, this is the kind of person we need in a political office, but who's going to tell a business person to stop doing business and run our business called the City of Chicago? But Willie decided to do that himself, which was a great thing. So then, after talking with him, I had an opportunity to catch up with Willie. And we had a nice conversation regarding this. Tony, Willie Wilson.
Okay, there you go. Mr. 10 by 10 to win. Mr. Smooth Voice, let me read to a man's house.
Hey, darling.
Mr. Mark Wallace.
Did you know he was giving out money?
I'm with my main man now, Willie Wilson. We've talked to others regarding this race. Now we're talking to the one who really personified what a candidate should be and what a mayor should be, a servant of the people. Willie Wilson.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me here, Brother Leon. We appreciate you interviewing us. Look, we're for the people, of the people, and from the people. All right?
And they see that.
Yes. We want to get rid of red light camera. We want to make sure people keep their home. and they pay all these high taxes. We want to make sure the contracts and the job is distributed equally. We got to make sure we include it. We want to integrate the police department and its rank from parity all the way down. Equality is the name of the game. In order for our community to be profit and stop the violence, we got to put resources in there like dollars and contracts. We got to take the tip dollars and make sure it get back to our community as well. And as mayor, we're going to make sure it's fair and right for all our people.
Well, that's beautiful. You know, I just talked with LaShawn Ford, who's running for mayor as well, and he agreed to the fact that the candidates should come together and pick a consensus candidate.
I agree with that. You see, one thing about this race, you got to have money, a lot of it, right? And we was there last time, as you know, I ran, and a lot of times these ones that's jumping into the race now is after the mayor took them back out. So that tells me one thing, is that somebody else is putting them up to do it, or somebody else is running them, and they're doing it for the wrong reason. I'm using my own money, so nobody else is buying me because I use my own money. And so I want to go that route. We want to make sure that we serve the people and help all the citizens. The rest of them need to kind of like bag out, in my opinion, because you're going to have money. I'm spending like $100 Rand a month right now. And I've been doing that for the last, 4 or 5 months, spending a lot of money.
And all the charities that you've given out to people.
That's correct. We're giving millions and millions of dollars.
I'm not talking about just starting. I'm talking about over the years.
For the last 15, 30, 20 years we've been doing it. And we will continue to still do it also. And so you ought to tell people talking about what they're going to do. I'm saying look back at my record, what I've already done.
You are doing.
Yeah. That's a big difference, you know. And so if you haven't done nothing, why are you in here? You know, we're going to change things. The rest of them, when the mayor raised taxes 8 times, come up for Laquan McDonald, none of those politicians said not one word. I'm the only one person went at him, all right? When the mayor took and raised all these taxes, and Prep Lincoln, all of them raised taxes to take the profit from them, who did something? I went in my pocket to help people save their homes. Yeah.
While they were taking them.
While they were taking them.
That's because the people really under the impression that these people are their leaders.
Yeah.
So they will sell the city streets, which the parking meters, without a referendum.
Yeah, they will
That's
sell.
against the Constitution.
It is indeed, but it also it's a moral issue to take from the poor and give to the other who has money and everything else. You know, people have to have a conscience for the people. I'm for the people, other people, and always will be for the people. All right? Chicago been good to me. I, in return, gonna keep giving back, and I ain't gonna ever leave the neighborhood. I'm in the neighborhoods all the time. The homeless, nobody cares about the homeless. You know.
Well, I'm gonna give you a call. And we're gonna get together. I got a plan.
We would do that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for being there for our people, man.
Hey, man. Glory, hallelujah. All right. Oh, yeah. I got to say hello to him, you know. Oh, he really is? I got to call him. I didn't know he was in the
hospital either.
I didn't know that. I got to go by and see him, you know.
That was Willie Wilson. And you can see, people, that we have some good people in the race, and they have good concepts of what politics is all about. And if we can get all of those together in one room and let them choose a mayor. On that note, we're going to bid you adieu and see you Monday. Good night.